Today we're going to work together to improve our splits. So we'll start with a little bit of warm-up and a variety of different stretches for our hips and hamstrings, a couple of kicks to warm up our hips and hamstrings, and then we'll get into doing some splits. So this is for right and left leg splits. So let's just start with a little bit of a warm-up, just strong in place, and then lift your knees up a little bit higher, and then kick yourself in the bottom. And just jump up and down. Try to keep your body really relaxed when you're jumping. It's just a nice warm-up. And bring your feet in and out. And again, just trying to keep your body really relaxed. And then put one foot forward and one foot back. And just swap them while you're bouncing. Great. So we're going to start with some standing stretches. So go ahead and put your feet apart. When you're doing these standing stretches, I want you to try to keep your thighs really, really tight. And your knees, the back of your knees really straight. So you're using the muscles here to keep your legs really straight. So just start by reaching down to the ground. Now, if you can't reach the ground really easily, it's a great idea to use something to raise the surface of the floor a little bit so you can reach it more easily. You can use a couple of books, a couple of yoga blocks, or even a couple of cans of beans or something like that. Just something you can put your hands on so that you can reach the ground easily. And if you can reach the ground already, don't worry about it, you can just reach straight down. So go ahead and keep those muscles tight and reach down to the ground. And just check your legs once you reach down to the ground. Make sure they're still straight. And then see if you can go a little bit further. And let's just hold that for 10 seconds. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So keeping those legs really straight. Just check them now. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just come up a little bit so that you don't feel much stretch anymore, or you're almost feeling a stretch, but not really. What I'd like you to do is rock backwards 10 times and lift your toes up as high as you can so that you do feel a big stretch in the back of your legs 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You can go a little bit further down if you want. 5, 4. You should feel a pretty big stretch when you flex your feet. 3, 2. Keep those legs really straight. 1. Very good. Now reach over to the side as far as you can. You can reach past your foot, but I want you to try to keep equal weight on both feet at the same time. And holding for 5 seconds for this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then over to the other side. Reach as far as you can. Try to keep equal weight on both feet. Reaching as far as you can over to the side. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then come to the middle and just scooch your feet closer together. And we're going to do the same thing with feet together. So reaching down to the floor, check that your legs are straight. Feel a stretch and hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Check those legs are really straight. And 1. And now come up a little ways and flex your feet as hard as you can. Feel a really big stretch in the back of your legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pull those toes up really high. 9, and 10. Very good. Now we're going to start with some kicks next. So what you're going to do is actually just sit down on the floor. Straighten your legs out in front of you and flex your feet and just feel your legs really, really straight. You may even be able to pull your heels up off the floor because you can tighten your muscles in your thighs so much. That's what I want you to do when you're doing your kicks. We're going to do them with flexed feet. Often that helps you keep your legs really straight, and sometimes it'll help you get a little bit better of a stretch. So lie down on your back. Then one knee up and put your foot flat on the floor and lift your other leg up in the air and flex your foot. We're going to start with 5 mini kicks, and then we're going to do 5 big kicks. So just squeeze the muscles in your legs, flex your foot really hard, and just lift your leg towards you 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then bring your leg down and all the way up 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you should feel a stretch at the top of the kick with your foot flexed and your leg really straight. And let's try that other leg. So straighten out your leg, flex your foot, lift it up, and just 5 little mini kicks. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and keeping your leg really straight, down and up 5 times. And 1, 2, 2, 3. The trick is to keep your legs straight at the top. 4 and 5. Very good. Now the next thing that we're going to do is pop up to our hands and knees, and we're going to do some kicks to the back. So this is to warm up the front of our hips and also the muscles in our bottom as well. Just getting the whole hip really, really warmed up. So flex your foot, lift your leg up a little bit, squeeze all the muscles, and just 5 little kicks there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 big kicks. So keep your foot flexed and just touch your toes down on the ground, and then lift as high as you can with your legs straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now while you're doing this, you want to try to keep your shoulders even and your tummy facing the ground, but you're trying also not to let your back arch a lot when you do that. Try to keep your back really, really, really straight while you're doing those kicks. And let's swap legs. So flex your other foot, keep your tummy tight, keep your leg really, really tight, lift, and 5 little kicks. 1, 2, straight leg, 3, 4, 5, and then keep your foot flexed, but put your toes on the floor. And 1, and 2, keep your stomach really tight, 3, and leg really tight, 4, and 5. Very good. Now this is a little bit more of an advanced stretch. So if the first kicks that we did, lying down on the back, were quite hard for you, then maybe try those again. If they were pretty easy for you, you're going to want to reach down to the ground, and we're going to do some split kicks. So this might be a really good chance, if you can't reach the floor really, really easily, to go and get something to put your hands on. If you can reach the floor, go ahead and flex your foot, put your toes up on the floor, lift your leg up, and we're going to do 5 kicks here. But what I want you to try to do is keep your body from turning sideways, keep your belly button looking at the floor, and eyes looking down. And 1, 2, little kicks, 3, 4, 5, and then leg down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, keeping that stomach facing down, 5, and keeping your leg really straight. And then try the other leg, reaching down, lifting up, leg really straight, belly button facing down to the floor, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then put your toes down, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Great. So the next thing we're going to do is just some sitting stretches. So go ahead and sit down in a small straddle and flex your feet and reach down past your toes, and I want you to see if you can reach how far you can reach past your toes. You can reach in the middle, that's fine, or you can reach past your toes, and just hold it for 5 seconds. Now, I'm trying to flex my feet so hard that my heels come up, and I'm doing that, so I want you to try to do the same thing. And reaching forward, and 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So when we flex our feet, it just keeps your muscles stronger in the front of your legs, and it gets a really, really good stretch in the back of your legs. Let's bring those legs together. Flex your feet again, and again reaching past your toes till you feel a really good stretch. Pull those heels up, squeeze the muscles in your legs, and hold it for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then go ahead and point your toes. You'll be able to go quite a lot further, and then reaching as far as you can forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And sometimes it feels good if you've been flexing your feet, you try to reach really far, and then you point your toes, and all of a sudden you can go quite a bit further. It's a great feeling. So the next thing we're going to do is work into some lunges, and then we'll get into our splits. So for our lunges, we're going to start with a standing lunge. So you want some space behind you. Go ahead and balance up on one leg, bend your knee that you're standing on, and bring it back like as far as you can back behind you. And you might want to scoot it back a little bit further. You want your knee to be kind of right on top of your ankle. And you want your hips to be facing forward, stomach facing forward, and shoulders facing forward. So you want to try to keep your body really, really, really square. Now, you might already feel a stretch in your back hip. That's what we're looking for. Push your knee in the back as straight as you can, and then reach your arms up and see if you can go down a little bit further just to get a really, really, really good stretch in the back hip. And let's hold that for 5 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then reach down to the ground. Now, if you can't reach the ground, totally okay. to put your hands up on something. You could put a book or something on each side. Now what I'd like you to do is try to press your back heel down and straighten your front leg, and then lean your body towards your front leg so you can feel a stretch in the back of your front leg. And again, try to keep your belly button facing down and your hips square and your shoulders square. And let's hold that for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now go ahead and put your back knee down, and you can point your back toe if you'd like. And you still want your knee on top of your ankle here. And hands up on your knee. And then lift your chest up. Try to pull your tummy away from your front leg so there's a little space there. Push your hips down just as it feels comfortable for you until you feel just a gentle, easy, slightly uncomfortable stretch, not too uncomfortable. And then just hold that. If you'd like, you can reach your arms up. And 5, 4, 3, keep pulling that stomach away from your front leg. You can still drop your hips down a little bit further if you'd like. 2, and 1, and then reach your hands down. Straighten out your front leg. Flex your foot, and then reach both hands to the outside of your foot and reach forward as far as you can until you feel a nice stretch with that flexed foot. And holding 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now let's go ahead and go into splits on this side. So we've got our back knee straight behind us, our front leg is straight. Try to keep it straight as you slide into your splits. Go ahead and point your toe before you slide into your splits, and push on your hands to help keep your balance and to help keeping your tummy facing forward as you slide into your splits. So try not to turn sideways here. You're trying to keep your belly button looking right at your front toe. And then go till you feel a little tiny bit of a stretch, and then just check your position. So your back knee should be turned all the way under the ground. The top of your back foot should be on the ground. The top of your front foot should be looking up at the ceiling, and your front leg should be straight. Now, see if you can go a little bit further without turning sideways. So you're trying to push your hips down, lift your chest up, keep your back knee turned underneath you. Your front knee should be pointing up, but it should be really nice and straight, and both toes pointed. Your front toe straight forward, your back toe straight behind you. And you're trying to lift your chest up, square your tummy, square up your shoulders, look straight ahead, and feel that nice stretch. Now you can use your hands to help keep you in a really, really good position as you're doing your splits. And you can also use your hands if you need a little bit of a break to come up just a little bit, but try not to come up so much that you don't feel that stretch anymore. So you want to try to get into that really fairly uncomfortable feeling, but that you still feel like you can relax your muscles. Let's hold that. We've been in a little while, so let's hold that for 5 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, squeeze both knees really straight. 2, and 1. Now I just want to say something before I come out. If you are not quite down in your splits, your back knee should be bent. It is okay for that back knee to be on the ground. We don't want to be lifting up like that because you don't really get as good of a stretch. It's fine to be able to push on that back knee and let it be on the floor if you're not quite all the way up. And then once you get all the way down, then you can start worrying about trying to keep your back leg straight. All right, so let's get into our standing stretch on that other leg. So make sure you've got some room behind you. And now you're going to stand on your other leg, the one that you did not just have in front of you. Bend your knee, reach your foot back behind you as much as you can. Make sure your knee is on top of your ankle. And then push your legs straight in the back as much as you can. Try to balance there. Hips facing forward, stomach facing forward, shoulders facing forward. And press your hips down a little bit. Press that back knee straight so you should feel a nice stretch in your back hip in the front of it. And then go ahead and reach your arms up and press your hips down. Bend your knee a little bit more if you can. And hold that for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then now we're reaching down, straightening out our front leg. Press your back heel down towards the ground. Lean your body down towards your front leg. Trying to feel a really, really good stretch. And actually, if you want, you can try to flex your front foot to get a little bit of a better stretch as well. I forgot that on the other side. And holding, let's hold for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then back to a lunge again. So put your back knee down. Point your back toes straight behind you. Hands on your front knee. Again, make sure your knee is over your ankle. And then go ahead and push your hips down at the same time. Make sure your shoulders are facing forward, tummy's facing forward, and then try to lift your tummy away from your front leg, just to give a little bit of space here. And then if you'd like to, you can lift one arm up and the other arm up and try to balance with your arms up in the air, nice and tall, letting your hips go down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And last stretch before we go into splits. Flex your front foot, straighten out your front leg, reach both hands to the outside of your front foot, and reach your body down until you feel a great stretch, and hold it for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then one hand on each side of your leg again. Point your toe and slide on down just till you feel the very, very beginning of a stretch happening. And I want you to check your position there. So make sure your back toe is turned straight underneath and your back knee is underneath you. So those should be pointing flat on the ground. And then your front knee, check that it's nice and straight. Point your front toe. Now that you've got your position, try to hold that great position as you go a little bit further, and at the same time lift your chest up really, really tall, and just check that those shoulders are still facing forward. Make sure your front knee is really, really straight. If you're all the way down in your splits, then you can worry about your back knee straight. Remember, if you're not all the way down, your back knee is going to be a little bit bent. And use your hands to help push your chest up and keep your body in the right position, and push your tummy away from your leg a little bit. And let's hold that for 5 more seconds because we've been in it a few seconds already. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead and come on up. Now hopefully that was helpful to you. Again, in any of those stretches, you can do them again after the video is finished, or you can pause the video and hold something a little bit longer. You can practice your splits again. If the splits are too easy, you can put your foot on a raised surface. If you want to bring a book over or something like that and put your foot up on a book and see if you can do your splits with your foot up on a book, then you'll get some over splits as well. Enjoy practicing your splits, and I hope you get those all the way down soon.